Ever since God was removed from public schools, society has gotten worse. Okay? Kids have gotten dumber. This actually happened a little over 50 years ago now. June 25th, 1962. Prayer was banned from public schools, right? And there was a lot of outrage at that time. Obviously, the woke mob won, right? And God was removed, prayer was removed from schools. And isn't it funny? Ever since then, society has gotten worse and worse. We've lost our moral compass more and more. We've gone more into debt. Kids have definitely gotten more gullible, more stupid. I mean, we're at a point now where kids are believing that there are 65 genders out there when it comes to humans, even though when I look at my dogs back here, they're both boys, right? But I've had dogs that were females. You look at dogs, you look at cats, you look at insects. There's two genders, male and female, right? How come when it comes to humans, the most intelligent creatures out there, we have 65? Pretty ridiculous, right? But these are the ideas you get when you remove God from the equation, right? I've always said, when you close the door to God, you open the door for Satan to waltz right in, right? And even for those non-believers, no such thing. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in the devil either. Ha ha ha! There's no such thing as hell, no such thing as heaven. Well, as it says in the scriptures, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing everybody that he didn't exist. So, it doesn't mean that if you are a non-believer that you're, part of this malarkey, right? I mean, because there are some non-believers out there, right, that are not part of that wokeness, and that's great. However, when it comes to the wokeness, overwhelmingly, I'd say 99.9% of that faction are made up of a bunch of atheists, a bunch of secularists, a bunch of non-believers, a bunch of non-Christians, and any other religious faction, really, right? Even non-Muslim. It's just made up of a bunch of people who don't believe in a higher power, so much so that they've made themselves a higher power, right? You have to have a really extreme level of arrogance to believe that you're the God and there isn't somebody above you, right? When you're just this creature, just this man, you could be hurt, you could be killed, you're not immortal, right? You're very much mortal. But ever since God was removed from public schools in 1962, you notice that society has descended in their morals, right? We've become looser. Also in the 60s, right? Like 2 or 3 years after that happened, after they removed prayer from school, what happened? They had the sexual liberation movement, right? Feminism came along, started telling women to spread their legs. You don't need to stay home with a man. You can go out there and be a slut. It's okay. It's fine. Do whatever you want. Okay? And really, if you think about it, the happiest times, I believe statistically too, the happiest times that people ever experienced in America really were the 1950s. This is why, the left loves to mock the 1950s. They love to attack that Beaver Cleaver type of family, right? Great show, by the way. Love Beaver. Love Leave It to Beaver. Used to watch that after school. Used to watch the reruns. Matter of fact, I think I have the DVD somewhere. But yeah, that's why they mock the 1950s so much, because the 1950s are a threat to this new utopia that they want to create, which is, intrinsically a world where women have all the power and men have zero power, right? Not just men, but mostly fathers. Fathers don't have a role in family anymore. And this is what happens when you close the door to God. You open the door to Satan. And that's why these days you have a lot of people mimicking things like 65 genders. Oh, men can get pregnant. Oh, men, men can have a menstrual cycle. They are literally saying this. This is just crazy talk, right? But they're saying stuff like this. Parents are domestic terrorists. This is what happens when you close the door to God. You open the door to evil. right? Again, whether you're a believer or not, right? I'm not here to judge you, okay? I'm just saying, right? I'm just reporting the facts. Respect has gone out the window. Decency has gone out the window. Morals have gone out the window. And society is precipitously getting worse. Right? I was just watching Patrick Bet-David, Valuetainment. He was doing an episode about the rise of single father households, right? Basically, single mother households. That's basically what it means. I think he's just trying to stay neutral and not get canceled. But let's be honest here. Yeah, single mother households. He's talking about like this scary rise in single mother households. I believe statistically, like almost half of the households out there now with kids, where these kids are growing up, they're being raised by single moms, and there's no father in the house. And you guys know the statistics when it comes to single moms raising kids. I mean, I've pointed them out over and over and over on my 33 Secrets channel. Right? They're very scary statistics. 83% of violent criminals in prison grew up in single mother households. The overwhelming amount of high school dropouts, drug abusers, drug addicts, alcoholics, people with constant thoughts of suicide, self-harm, teen pregnancy, etc., 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 homelessness, were raised in single mother households, aka fatherless homes. And the thing that Patrick David was doing a video about was he was like, I'm not sure what the future is going to look like with the rise in single mother household. I'm not making fun of you, Pat, by the way. I'd love to be on your show. But no, it sounds like I'm making fun of him like that. But I'm not. I respect him. I really love his show. But he was talking about how, the rise in single mother households, I don't know like what the future is going to look like. And I did comment on that video, by the way, because I was like, dude, I know what it's going to look like. All you have to do is look at the statistics based on where they're at today and then multiply them by about 100-fold with the amount of single moms and women out there that are being encouraged to raise children without fathers. You know what you're going to have out there? You're going to have Resident Evil in real life. You're going to have real life Vice City out there. Okay? Real life Vice City. That's the world you're going to be living in. I mean, it's unbelievable to me that these statistics, which are actually from the government, right? The woke loves the government. I mean, they love that. That's their God, right? These statistics are coming from the government themselves. I mean, why on earth would you want to amplify these statistics? I mean, knowing that you're just going to put more dangerous people out in society that everyone else is going to have to deal with and confront and live with. I mean, can you imagine the tension and the anxiety and the fear that's going to be coming to society in the next generation? Okay? Because of the overwhelming amount of single moms out there that are being encouraged to raise these kids without dads. Right? And women don't like facts, by the way, because I mean, you could present these facts all day, even on my channel, right? I've done so many videos about single moms, and I always try to post the statistics on the actual statistics from the U.S. Census Bureau in my comment section. I pin it at the top, right? Or I put it in my description box so these single moms can see it instead of coming after me and doing the personal attack. Oh, stupid hair, stupid shirt, stupid pickup artist, and blah, 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 and just all these like ad hominems. I'm like, no, look at the facts. Oh, those statistics, that's not me. I had a best friend once who was a single mom. Her kids are fine. They point out this like anecdotal evidence, not like, and it's like they don't understand facts, right? It's like, do you understand what a statistic is? It just means that overwhelmingly, the chance of your kid becoming screwed up is very, very high, right? I mean, why would you want those odds? I mean, if you knew that when you leave your house today, you had an 83% chance of being run over by, a transit bus, would you walk out that way? No, you wouldn't, right? You'd be like, I think I'll stay home today. I think I'll just watch a movie and play video games today and not take this 83% chance. If you had an 83% chance that your airplane was going to go down, Would you fly that day? No, you would not, right? That's how facts and studies work. You wouldn't be like, well, there's still a 17% chance. My friend just flew yesterday. It was fine. Yeah, sure, I'll fly. You're not going to do, I bet you won't do that. You're not going to risk your life, right? But again, not to get off track, ever since God has been removed from public schools, right? Really, public schools, because God obviously still exists in private schools, which are mostly of some religious denomination, right? I grew up Catholic, so I went to private Catholic school most of my life. My dad pulled me out for a good few years because he felt like I needed to toughen up. He put me in public school, which was like just probably one of the best and worst experiences of my life. That's where I learned to fight. That's where, I got beat up, and I learned that I don't want to get beat up again. I want to learn how to fight. I started taking martial arts. I remember I never even heard of like the F word until I got to public school. I remember I was in 7th grade and people were already having sex. I was like, what? It was just very violating for my young mind, right? And I still can't believe it thinking back on it. And this was the 80s, right? Imagine today. I don't even want to know what's going on today in middle school. But regardless, yeah, I went to private Catholic school pretty much my entire adult life. Private Catholic high school. I was so relieved when I got back into private Catholic high school. I was like, oh yes, and I just, even though I was like getting in a lot of trouble, I needed order, right? And I needed men who were righteous, right? We had priests at our high school teaching, and brothers and pastors and all this. And these were very righteous men, right? And I just remember a lot of them were just, I felt like I didn't want to disappoint them in life, and I felt like I wanted to clean up my act at some point, right? It was just a different ball game as opposed to being in a public school, which a lot of my friends that I met in public school continue to go to, and they ruin their lives, and sadly. So ever since God was removed from public schools back in the early 1960s, you've seen society just get worse and worse, and noticeably more and more confused, right? People are more confused and more in fear than they've ever been before, aren't they? Right? People are afraid to say what they're thinking. People are afraid to just have thoughts that are not in line with the machine or the media or the NFL, right? Their end zone. So it's a very different time. People were definitely happier back in the day. And again, I don't like to be a doomsday or anything like that, but it's only going to get worse if we stay on this trajectory, right? I believe we have a fighting chance to turn things around and save culture and stop this nonsense if more and more good men stand up, speak up, and fight back, right? And this is why I respect anybody who comes out of their shell and they're just willing to stand strong, stand their ground in the face of being canceled, in the face of being attacked. That takes a lot of courage. It doesn't take any courage to come out like, I'm gender binary, 5 different genders, and sleep with like 10 different types of people. That doesn't take courage, because people, today, we're living in such a sick secular world where you'll be applauded for that type of that type of behavior, right? That type of circus show. And you have to ask yourself, what type of world do you want to live in, right? So, but I believe right now we have a fighting chance, and obviously the machine, the woke, is doing everything possible to shut down the other side, to shut down free speech, to cancel certain language, to remove you from social media platforms if you get too big, if you have too much of big of a voice. You see what's happening to Tate right now, right? Tate got too big, right? Too big, too fast. And you see just the smear campaign 24/7 about this guy. Like, oh, he's misogynist. He's a terrible person and all this other stuff. And it's like, okay, why don't you bring him onto your show or your podcast, whatever, and you debate him on this, right? And if your ideas are so powerful and so great, you'll destroy Tate. No, but you won't do that because you'll get destroyed, right? I've often said it's like the left have become like the boxer who will only fight people half his size and half his weight that he knows he could kick their ass. He won't fight anybody his own size, right? They're like that bully who only picks on little kids, but he won't pick on anyone his own size. That's what the left has become. They just become a bunch of pussy-ass cowards who won't put on the gloves and openly debate the other side because they know that their ideas lead to failure. They know that they don't have any statistics, any facts to back up their ideas. They know that their ideas suck, right? And the right knows that they're bringing the receipts. They know that they can bring the statistics, the data, and they can crush them. So I don't know how I got into all that, but regardless, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of tonight's coaching video. Anything you'd like to add, anything you'd like to share. Yes, that is Cash snoring in the background. You guys always wonder who's snoring. That's my pug over there. You guys have pugs, you know, they're just known for snoring. Cash is like 16 years old, like, right? But it's cute. I don't know. It doesn't keep me up at all. It's kind of like therapeutic when he snores. I fall right to sleep. But in any case, I'm over at the Hyatt Regency right now in the OC. So I'm traveling, doing some work, and as always, drop those comments below. Love to see you guys in my comments, love to read them. If you guys love my work, if it's helping you to become a better man, to achieve more, to grow, to become more enlightened, to become more red pill, if it's helping you out, the best way to support my work is by essentially becoming a premium subscriber of my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which I'm hosting on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. So take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I'll see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.